All right. So I didn't know, and I'm going to go ahead and apologize for this, that the way that you have to write them in, or the way that you have to put your answers in EDO, were not the way that I showed you in your notes. So I did post a little video about it if you went back and watched that. If you didn't, this is going to be another one. So today you're going to solve equations and inequalities. Okay. I'm sorry. Yes, absolute value equations and inequalities. So for the inequalities, just to refresh, you want your inequality by itself, and then you set up two equations, one positive, one negative. You make your number line and test those values. Make sure you make it least to greatest. Okay, least to greatest. Give me just a second. All right. Pick your numbers, so -6, 0, and 6. When I plug those in, the absolute value of 6 is not less than 4. 0 is less than 4, and 6 is not. So when we put this in, our answers are between -4 and 4. And the reason that I used brackets was because it's equal to. Okay. If you're writing it in the notation that I told you, it would be less than or equal to, like this. Both ways are correct. Again, when I did math 1, they put it in like this. So I'm not sure why this one is interval notation. And had I known, I would have taught you that yesterday. Okay. So it's kind of like domain and range. So remember, if we're solving this one, we got to get the absolute value by itself first. And then we set up two equations, x minus 6 equals +7 and -7. We add 6. We get 13 and -1. We make our chart. -1 comes first and then 13 on a number line. Remember, that's a number line. We're going to pick -2, 0, and I said 15. All right. When I plug in -2, -2 minus 6 is -8. 8 plus 2 is 10, which is greater than 9. Again, that's plugging into the very beginning. 0 minus 6 is 6, plus 2 is 8, is not greater than 9. And then 15 will give you a positive. So when we write this, it is not equal to, so it's going to be open. It's just like your domain. Everything less than -1, how far can we go to negative infinity? To -1, and then we pick back up at 13 to infinity. Okay, so 13 and above. If we were writing it normal, like I showed you yesterday, x is less than -1, or x is greater than 13. I'll take either way actually on the test, so it doesn't matter to me at all. Your test is probably going to be on EDIA anyway, so it'll probably be more like this. Okay, but know how to write these as well. Just to remind you, if you're doing absolute value equations, which you're going to have some of those today, you just do the same thing. We just don't have to test values. So we get the absolute value by itself. 9 plus 6 is 15. You set up two equations, positive and negative. Sorry, negative. Just trying to figure out a way to make that look better without having to tear it up. Subtract 4 to both. Then we get x equals 15 minus 4 is 11 and -19. Check and make sure that they work. And then those will be your answers. Okay. Any questions on solving those? It's basically the same thing. That's all you're doing today. It is a quiz. You don't get a second, I mean, you can take it a second time, but you don't get a second question every time you do it. So whatever set number of questions there is, that's the amount of questions that you're doing. So it might be 20. So you're doing 20 questions. It's like a regular quiz. It's not like your homework where if you miss it, it just regenerates and you have to keep going till you get 10 right or whatever. Got it? So it's just, you get what you get. If you make too low on it and you want to go back and fix it, you can do that. Okay. Do I have any questions? All right. So that's it. You're going to work on, Zoomers don't leave yet, but you're going to work on that quiz today. That's for their whole assignment. Once you finish it, you're done. Listen, do it now and quit emailing me at 10 o'clock about how you don't know how to do it. I can't, y'all,